Hi everyone, so today we are going to be doing a chop and chat video. I pulled actually quite a variety of different items. We have like a swanky loaf, I have a few L3 items, we've got some destination wax, I even have like the pharmacist's daughter and vintage chic scents. I'm not quite decided exactly which loaves I'm gonna chop, besides for sure the swanky one. And then I also have some smaller items, some Teddy B's souffles and Zape shaped items. So let me pull this stuff to the side. Why don't we just start chopping some things that don't need microwaving? So why don't we just start with some of the Teddy B's souffles? Because Teddy B's is really soft wax, no need to microwave. And the reason I decided to do a chop and chat today is because I've pretty much been waiting all day long for my Teddy B's pre-order to get delivered. And it still is not here, and it's almost 5 o'clock at night now, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want it to be here so I can sniff everything and do a haul. But I might end up just doing it tomorrow. Let's see, sometimes they're hard to get out. Ooh, see, this smells good. It's called Fall Berry Sugar Cookie, but because of the cranberries, to me it actually leans a little bit more holiday. So I might chop it and maybe I'll just put it in my holiday basket, melting basket I'm collecting. I don't know, but we're gonna chop it because this is about a year old now. This was from November 19th of last year, so I do just want to chop it so then, you know, once it's chopped, I'll feel more inclined to reach for it. So maybe I'll zoom in a little. Is that too much? There we go. So yeah, I cannot wait. Sorry, I'm cutting myself off. I'm gonna cut it like in 9 chunks, like 2 ways and then 2 ways there. But I cannot wait for my order to be delivered. I feel like I've been so good on my no buy. So it just makes me like very excited for my pre-orders that are, you know, shipping out. So my Teddy B's pre-order, and then I know there's gonna be a Salt Mountain pre-order, which that is gonna be a really tiny haul. I think I only grabbed, so that's what it looks like. I just kind of squish it back in the souffle tin. Sorry, I can really smell this. I feel like I almost like inhaled the scent or something. But yeah, my Salt Mountain Melts haul is gonna be pretty small. So I don't know if I'm gonna like combine it with something. The Teddy B's one is gonna be pretty large. I probably got like 20 different items. So this one is I Smell Fall. And again, this one's from last September. So this is definitely over a year old now. This one smells really good. I think I smell the Cider Lane the most. So this one is definitely a fall kind of a scent. So let's chop this. But yeah, I made like a little spreadsheet of like what orders I actually have out still that I made, you know, as pre-orders. I haven't done any RTSs. I stayed so strong. I know I think maybe it was a Wax Melt Empties video, I was like, oh my gosh, the only RTS that I'm going to be really tempted to order from is Candles from the Keeping Room. And I stayed strong and did not order from Carol's opening. I almost did. Okay, I was trying to convince myself I could get like 2 things or something, you know? But I'm like, you know what? I've been really lucky to be able to order from her past, I want to say like 3 openings she's had. And so I was like, since I've been so lucky to order, I am just going to sit this one out because I have so much of her wax now in my stash that, you know, hopefully others are able to get their hands on it as well before she retires. This one is Cinnamon Toast plus Coffee Bean a la mode. I definitely smell the coffee bean, so is this a layered one? Yes, the coffee bean is probably on the top. I love her Cinnamon Toast. I actually just finished warming my chunk bag of Cinnamon Toast that I had in my collection from last yeah, probably about a year ago. I really, really like it. If she ever does cinnamon toast on its own again, I would definitely pick it up. This one's a little bit of a newer one. This is from March, but I feel like it's probably still had enough cure time at this point. So yeah, there's the layer. Ooh, yep, cinnamon toast is on the bottom. I like to cure my teddy bees longer than like some vendors. And look at, because it's layers, it kind of falls apart a little bit. But I mean, I feel like 6 months is probably more than enough, but typically because I have so much wax in my collection, for me it's not hard to let something sit and cure for even longer than 6 months, just because I have so much wax. And it's actually been super fun. At first it was hard, but it's been super fun just like shopping my stash. It's crazy how much wax you can accumulate in a short amount of time, but you know, it's not like you can melt through your stash as quickly as you bring it in. So it's actually been like really fun for me to just look at and enjoy what I actually have in my collection. And a lot of stuff I've even like didn't even realize I had in my collection, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, I have a ton of like hidden gems in my collection. I just want to enjoy that. And basically my no-buy started, technically I started it, if we're gonna go by months, November, but I technically started my no-buy like mid-October. So it's only been like a month, but I feel like that's pretty good for not buying anything besides obviously the pre-orders that I ordered way before I started my no-buy. So I Heart Vanilla Pumpkin. This I think is also, okay, yep, this one's over a year old. For some reason I thought this was a newer one, but I got this one last year, the Pretty Glitter. So I still like follow the groups and check them on occasion, but I just like haven't had the desire to want to purchase, just because I'm just like going through my stash and reorganizing, and like I said, just melting and enjoying what I currently have. I know I've gotten comments in the past saying like, would I do some kind of like overview, kind of like collection video? I think I'd be open to it. I think I've alluded to this in a few other videos, but my husband and I are probably going to be moving soon-ish. So I was actually kind of thinking that might be a good time when I move my stash from our old apartment to our new place, because I'll get to kind of just reorganize, redesign the way my collection is stored now. And I might be more happy and willing to share it once I kind of organize it to how I want it to look. So I might do a collection video. It'd probably be more in the new year, but I'm open to doing that. This one is churro cakes. It's okay. I definitely smell some like baking spices. I'm interested to warm it. This was a little bit newer too, from March. So yeah, some of her newer ones, she did the glitter on the bottom too. I think that's so pretty. But anyway, so I'm patiently slash kind of impatiently waiting for my Teddy Bees haul, because I'm so excited. I think I got like maybe 6 tubs and probably like over 10 souffles. But yeah, so I'm so excited. I was re-looking at like my order, what I made, and I'm so excited for a ton of them. And honestly, I'm satisfied. Like I do not, well, I know I'm not going to, but I don't feel like I'd be missing out at all if I don't participate in the RTS. If you guys are curious, sorry, I was just smelling this again. This one's okay. It's not my favorite on Cold Sniff. But anyway, if you guys are curious, the Teddy Bees RTS, I think is happening on November 19th. I'm gonna have to like double check that, but I know it's coming up like relatively soon, because they did finish shipping out all the pre-orders, I believe. I'm just ripping off a paper towel so I can wipe this off. I think maybe they're just dropping off a few more at the post office, but I believe they're done like packaging all the orders now. So I'm sure Tiffany will just do like, you know, inventory, get the final list ready, and I bet that'll be out shortly if you guys are interested in purchasing anything from Teddy Bees. Let's just go on right into some Zape now, because again, Zape wax is really soft and you don't need to microwave it to chop, which I think is great. I don't mind microwaving loaves. Ooh, this one smells really good. I don't mind microwaving loaves, but sometimes it can be a little bit annoying, like going back and forth. So I'm just gonna use a bigger chopper now just for fun. I think I'm just gonna chop this one. Oh, it looks like it was kind of layered because it was probably like this main layer and then the shapes were put on and then poured a little bit of overpour on the red. I should have really just cut this in half and then just cut it a few times, but I kind of like, I'm just gonna cut it in thirds, I guess. And it is funny, like all the layers are like, see how the middle kind of fell apart. So this one, let's just cut it in thirds too. This one smells really good. Definitely reminds me of fall. Kind of reminds me of like a fall potpourri. So I think that's pretty. So we're approaching mid-November. And I'm starting to kind of get a little itch for Christmas wax, but I don't want to start melting Christmas wax too early and get sick of it even, you know, before December is even here. So my plan is to start melting Christmas wax the week of or right after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, sometimes even Thanksgiving night, is when I usually put up our Christmas tree. So that's probably when I'll start warming Christmas holiday wax. I think the reason I'm starting to get that like itch to warm holiday wax is because the temperature has quickly dropped now. For a long time there, like well into early November, the weather was like unseasonably warm. Like I'm saying it was like 70 degrees and sunny. It was really crazy. Halloween was like beautiful. If I was a kid, I would have loved trick-or-treating this year because it was so warm out. There were so many years as a child where my mom would make me put on like my winter coat because it was so cold, and I'd be like so mad because it covered my Halloween costume and I wouldn't want to wear a coat. But there were definitely some Halloweens where there was either some light snow on the ground or it was just so cold. But this year it was like amazing weather. And honestly, it was like borderline kind of weird because it's like not normal to have like 70 degree weather this time of year. But I appreciated it because that's like my favorite temperature. Ooh, this one smells really good. I like this one a lot. It smells like fall fruit, but I do definitely get a little bit of a bakery component in it. But anyway, so the temperature, especially this week, has like really plummeted now. I wouldn't say it's unseasonably cold. I'd say it's probably more average. It's around like 30 degrees. But because we were literally like 70 degrees up until pretty recently, it just feels like, oh my gosh, now it's like winter all of a sudden, even though we had warm weather way longer than we probably should have. So I'm just gonna cut these little waffles into like 4 chunks. I mean, they're kind of awkward shapes, so the chunks look a little uneven, but we will cut it like that. when I first tried Zape, I felt like it was a little bit like hit or miss performance. When I've warmed my Zape more recently, I feel like it's been performing better. So just kind of crazy how, like, you know, sometimes you gotta give a vendor a few tries. So that's what the fall. Got a few more Zapes that I want to chop up. Stroop waffles. So that's what it looks like. What else should I talk about? I honestly, like, I didn't really think of any specific topics that I wanted to chit chat about, so I feel like I'm just gonna be blabbering on in this video, but yeah, so we're almost at Thanksgiving. I mean, it's still in a couple weeks, but I feel like after Halloween, the rest of the year just goes so quickly, and before we know it, it'll be the new year. I don't really have any like specific New Year's resolutions that I'm thinking about right now, besides just continuing probably to like be on a low buy, probably not no buy once we move, but at least low buy, because I've just come to realize, like, these past few weeks, almost month that I've been doing the low buy, it's actually like really easy once you don't buy wax for a little bit of time. And I'm just like, I just can't believe how big my stash is. I think I'm just gonna chop off these skulls just so we can chop the stars. And these are perfect little melts. This one is Haunted Hill. It smells like maybe kind of a body care-ish scent. I feel like I get the musk. Like I thought at first I was getting maybe a powdery scent, but I think it might be the musk. I like it. It's very different. I don't feel like I have a scent like this in my collection. I'm actually doing really good too, melting through my Scentsy wax. I didn't have like a huge Scentsy wax collection. I mean, I just pretty much get whatever wax I have in my club. But that's one, are they considered a vendor? Not really. That's one company, I guess, where I don't feel like I go like too crazy buying Scentsy, but I do enjoy it. But really the only time I get it is during my club, so I'm able to go through it because I only get that club by monthly. Let me just clear off that a little bit again, because there's a few more Zape shaped items, but I feel like the board was getting a little dirty. But yeah, I did skip my club in November. I know I've already mentioned that, but I probably will keep it come January. I know I was kind of debating, like, do I want to keep it? Should I just cancel it? I think I will keep it in January, only because I'm not quite ready, I think, to lose some of my, like, always get my bars. But we will see. Man, they get you with that always get my bar deal. Because I realized like some of my favorites, like the Chase Rainbows collection, are in there. I also really want to get more of the like maraschino sugar cookie, but I don't feel like getting another brick unless it showed up on clearance. But that's just such a popular scent. I feel like it's so hyped up that I feel like I'd be surprised if it like stayed long enough to like reach clearance, but who knows. I've only been buying Scentsy for like a year now. I think the first time I made an order was August 2021, because I remember it being like around my birthday and I got a few warmers like as a birthday gift to myself. So, and then I went a little crazy like the second half of 2021 getting like lots of warmers, but now I've been pretty good about like just getting the warmers I feel like are really unique and I really want. Like the most recent ones I got are the Christmas warmers, the holiday lights, and the Mary Mosaic, is that what it's called? And I do really like them. I honestly was sad just boxing them back up and putting them away, but I just feel like it's a little too early to put those up, but I'll put them up around Thanksgiving week. I feel like they're both going to be really good performers, but I haven't actually tried them yet. So these were layered pumpkins too, so the layers kind of split apart when you chop it. I love the pretty purple, like it's almost like a flaky glitter. Like it reminds me of like the flaky glitter nail polishes, which this nail polish is really pretty. I think it's like one of the ILNP, there's like a glitter on my hand. One of my ILNP nail polishes I shared in one of my planner sticker hauls. It's like the deep jewel toned blue one. And then I have like a Sally Hansen glitter top coat on top of it. I'm trying to grow out my nails a little bit. I used to have them really long. I mean, you could probably see in some of my past videos. But once they get to a certain length, I feel like once one breaks, they all start breaking. So I just had to like trim them all a little bit. But in general, I feel like my nails grow like kind of fast, which is really nice. It's like so dark out now. It's only 5 o'clock, but ever since like daylight savings, it just like gets so dark so quickly. Oh my goodness. Should we cut the swanky loaf? Because this is one more thing. Actually, the Destination Wax ones are another one that I think is super soft and you shouldn't need to microwave. I'm just gonna flip this because I've been chopping on that other side and I don't want it to mix with the coffee. Let me chop this one and then I'll decide if I want to microwave. I think I do want to cut maybe a few L3 loaves. So this is what it looks like. Look at all that like scent oil. I love these chunky loaves. And I think because Swanky is so soft, I don't think it's gonna like fall apart like the Sassy Girl Aroma chunky loaves do. But we will see, because this is my first time cutting up a Swanky loaf. I've only ever chopped up some of the little chunks that I've gotten in like mystery grab bags. So how do I even want to do this? Usually I flip it over, but I feel like because it's uneven on the top, it's not going to sit right. So let me just try. Okay, it's a little hard, but not enough where you need a microwave. So that's what it looks like on the inside. It smells good, but I just know Swanky comes alive on warm. So I'm really excited to chop this up and actually get to warm it. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hard. Okay. So her coffee house, no, not coffee house. Her Cozy Mittens is really popular. That's like a pumpkin pecan waffle bakery blend. I think it's pumpkin pecan waffles, like sugar cookie and vanilla bean Noel or something like that. Also mixed with zucchini, also mixed with coffee. So on cold, I think I smell the coffee the most. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to chop this, so I'm just going to chop it small on its side. I was going to keep it in this tin, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just put it back in the bag. Yeah, so far, I would say it's staying together pretty well because it's soft wax. I mean, you can see little chunks falling out here and there, and you can see at the bottom, there's a few chunks that I feel like are kind of loose, but this is staying together like much better than the Sassy Girl Aroma chunky loaves. Because Sassy Girl Aroma is like a little bit of a harder wax for sure. I would definitely recommend microwaving those ones. Okay, now I think I can cut it this way. And then this, oh yeah, it fell apart a little bit. All right, you guys know I cut my loaves like really tiny. You don't need to, but I just feel like I like to. I feel like they melt better in the warmer when it's like smaller pieces. And I like doing it in case I want to mix and match scents. So I'm gonna just clean up these little pieces I've cut. I wonder when the last time I did a chop and chat was. I know I did like a few fall edition ones. This is kind of fall, kind of random scents. I think most of them are fall, but some of the loaves I just kind of grabbed because I felt like warming them. Or like I said, some of them are like kind of approaching that year mark. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll chop them up and start using a few. Because sometimes like I'm at that point where like I'm not completely sick of fall, but I just want to warm like some other random fragrances in between all the pumpkin pecan waffle, all the apple and cider, you know, just want to kind of change it up a little bit. So I don't have a ton of coffee, I feel like, chopped up, so this one will be good. I have another L3 coffee loaf that I might chop too. And like Fruit Loops, this L3 Fruit Loops blend, I feel like that's always like a good kind of fun morning time scent to do like cereal. So we'll chop this. This bottom somehow crumbles more than the top, but the rest stuck together pretty well. So yeah, this one I don't even really have to chop down there. Yeah, the Swanky pre-order was another one I was like, oh my gosh, I really want it, but I have so much Swanky accumulated from just the last 2 pre-orders I've done from them. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think I have like, I don't know, a total of like 15 loaves maybe from them. And I've only ordered like a few pre-orders, so that's kind of crazy. That's what I'm saying, like it's so easy to accumulate wax, but it's like, you know, I don't want to waste it and just change it too quickly. I mean, I do change my wax like twice a day, but I feel like changing it even more than that is just like, I just don't want to like waste it unless it's really a scent I'm not feeling, I guess. But so let's chop this last piece. I can definitely tell though Swanky's gonna, you know, quickly become a favorite of mine. I really like it. I think it's so pretty too. So that's good. Even something I'm trying to get better about is like, so I'm someone like, my husband got me a Kindle for my birthday, and it's so easy to just buy more books and then they'll just like download on your Kindle. And that's the same where it's like you can buy books so much quicker than you can read them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this time too to do a no buy on Kindle books because I have like 8 books in my library, my Kindle library, where I still need to read them. So I'm like, that's my goal. I'm going to try to read them all by end of year-ish if I can. I guess it just depends on how much I like them. Because that, you know, if I really like a book, I read it quickly. And then if I don't like it, it takes me a lot longer to finish. So this is the loaf chopped up. It like barely fits back in the original bag. It's one of those loaves where like, I feel like chunky loaves just like totally like expand once you cut into them. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick pause so I can clean up the board a little bit and then we will chop up. I'm thinking to chop the Destination Wax ones, so I'll be right back. You guys, literally when I paused my video, I decided to check my shipping. And look what came, teddy bees. So I'm so excited. Honestly, you guys will probably see the teddy bees video before this chop and chat. And I'll be right back. I decided we're gonna chop the L3 one because this one's roasted coffee, pumpkin pecan waffles, cookie therapy. And I thought it made most sense to do a pumpkin pecan waffle coffee on the board after this pumpkin pecan waffles coffee. So we're just gonna go into the L3, then maybe we'll do Destination Wax or something. But yeah, literally I checked the shipping and it showed up at like 5:10, and I think I told you guys like it was just about 5 o'clock when I started this video. So if I would have just waited 10 more minutes, it would have been here. But either way, it's like so dark outside now and I use natural light to film. In the winter, sometimes I just use like my lamps, but I feel like it's so shadowy and doesn't look as good. So I will probably film that video tomorrow and then get my Teddy Bees video uploaded, like I said, probably before this one. But yes, not that it really matters. I mean, most of my videos are in order when I film them, but sometimes I film them and then I get lazy and I don't actually like edit or upload them like right away. But typically my videos are pretty like current. This loaf keeps separating. I feel like in general, once you microwave L3 loaves, which I do 30 seconds on one side, 15 on the other for my microwave, I think they cut pretty cleanly. So, except this one, the lines are all like messed up, but yeah, I'm just like so excited. I might honestly open my Teddy Bees package after my chop and chat and just like sniff through things. Like I said, it's pretty cold, so it might be like the wax might be kind of cold. So first impressions wouldn't even probably be good to film tonight because it's just, you know, it's better for the wax to warm up a little to room temperature instead of being like 30 degrees. Where did the bag go? Here we go. I really like Roasted Coffee by L3. I really loved, I think it was Roasted Coffee White Elephant Exchange. That was a really good coffee blend. I think that was one of my first coffee blends from any vendor. That one was super good. I have to keep my eye out for that again because I remember loving that. Let's see. I also have a planner video that I just edited, and I have no idea in what order I'm gonna upload that to, but those will all be uploaded on or around the same time-ish. So, chop this. I think I've mentioned this before too, just Teddy Bees is on my mind now, but my favorite item of Teddy Bees my favorite item of Teddy Bees is the soufflés in the tubs. Because I feel like their wax is a little squishy. So the loaves to me are actually kind of messy to chop. The reason why I just paused there is because my husband just like opened the office door and came out to get his juice. So I was like, oh, awkward. I don't know if I should stop or not. But yeah, so I don't care. Like I film with my husband, like in the apartment. I just can't film with him in the room unless we're like doing a video together, which has been so long since I had him in one of my wax videos. But I just feel like it's so awkward, like having someone like be in the room with you or something. Like I have to be in the room alone. But anyway, but yeah, okay. This one smells really good. I mainly just smell the coffee. I don't really pick up the cookie therapy. Pumpkin pecan waffle meshes good with coffee, so it's probably in there. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up, then we'll do, I don't know, we'll see what we do next. I was going back and forth. Strawberry seeds is something I really wanted to hoard, but then I decided I could always rebuy it. Let's warm it because this is about, you know, it's coming up to about a year old, so I was like, no. And then I was like, yes, just cut it. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. It doesn't really smell like an edible strawberry to me. It kind of has like a mix between like an artificial chapsticky strawberry and like a fruity strawberry. I don't know. Something about it though, I just really like. It's Strawberry Seeds and Quickie Wedding, I think, is like a pretty popular strawberry blend of Destination Wax. Again, this is soft enough to chop without microwaving, but it's a little hard. Like, I feel like, oh, okay. I had to like stand on my tiptoes and like push down with all my weight. So let me do that again. Oh my goodness. You guys see how like hard my hands are holding onto the chopping, the wax chopper? They're like Ugh. Okay. That looks so pretty though. Oh, it smells so good. I just want to hoard this. Like, I'm proud of myself for chopping into this because I was so close to putting this back and not cutting into it. I might not cut into this other one. This is My Love from Another Star. This is another one that was poured in December, so it's approaching that year mark, but I might just leave one to hoard. I do love Magic Spell, which is their Love Spell dupe. I think it's so pretty. Mixed with strawberries and cotton candy, like that is such a pretty scent. Oh, this is so good too. I already chopped my Quickie Wedding. I'm actually in progress using that loaf. But yeah. I have only ever made 2 purchases from Destination Wax, but now that I've chopped some of these loaves and kind of melted through, I don't know, I still have a decent amount of like their breakaway bars, but I've started melting through some of them that I know which ones I would potentially repurchase. I could definitely see myself making a Destination Wax order in 2023. Probably not at the beginning of the year, but just at some point I could picture picking up a few of my favorite in like foil pans, which they just call their loaves foil pans. So this is kind of what it looks like. I love this color. It's like a bubblegum pink. So pretty. So that's what it looks like. I did notice though, Destination Wax doesn't have a whole lot of like bakery scents. Definitely more fruity, fresh, florals, but not a ton of bakery. But I'll have to relook. I mean, it's been a while since I've looked at the Destination Wax group and like scent description, so I don't know if they have more at this point, but I just remember like the bakery didn't seem to be like a ton of different scents, which is totally fine because there's a lot of other vendors that sell really good bakeries. Chop that. And then as I've been warming through my stash too, I've just kind of been realizing like what vendors I have a lot of, and now that I'm starting to really like melt through my collection, I'm kind of noticing what vendors are maybe not doing so well for me and what vendors I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't I melted more from them? So I used to think like I do like Destination Wax, but it's just not like a wax vendor that's like always constantly on my radar. But what I've been warming lately, I've been really enjoying. And then honestly, a wax vendor that I'm starting to get kind of hit and miss performance from, which I don't know why, because I feel like I used to have pretty good performance. But to be honest, I've never warmed a ton of their wax in my collection, is like Sassy Girl Aroma. I'm kind of finding it being a little hit or miss for me. In general, I feel like it's more of a hit, but sometimes I feel like I don't get much of a throw from like certain, you know, some blends. So I'm experimenting. I'm also experimenting a little bit more with vintage chic scents. I feel like I go in waves purchasing VCS, and like sometimes it's just not one that I reach for though, like in my collection. So I'm like, I really should like melt and just test performance for me, because, you know, some vendors do great for some people and not for others. And, you know, it's also going to be interesting to see, do the vendors that I love now, are they still going to perform just as good for me, like in a new environment when we move? So definitely very curious, because just like airflow, ceiling height, that can all affect scent throw. I'm like just debating what I want to chop next. And now I'm like going back and forth, like, should I just chop this other Destination Wax one and maybe we'll end with this one? It smells so good. I had it double bagged. Most of my loaves I had double bagged. I just already took them out of the double. Oh, it smells so good. I can definitely get the Magic Spell and a little bit of the strawberry. December. Let's just chop it. I should just use and enjoy my wax, right? So we will chop this one. And I feel like because the last one we just chopped was strawberry seeds, I don't really need to clear off my board since this also has a strawberry note in it. Okay, so again, these chops, I just have to put like all my weight into it. All right, one more. All right, there we go. And that actually is relatively satisfying. Okay. Oh, I almost dropped my chopper. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's hard to like talk and chop these when I'm like putting all my weight into it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Whew, I'm starting to get warm now. All right, so I love that pretty, is it glitter? It's almost like a shimmer. It's not quite like a glitter on top of the wax, is it? So let me, oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. And there we go. So let's chop some of these. It smells so good. This to me, if I had to choose a season for this particular one, I think I would lean spring, summer, but truly, I mean, strawberry, cotton candy, love spell, like body care kind of fragrances, I feel like in general could be all year round, especially like in bathrooms. I feel like perfumey body care kind of scents just makes sense to do in bathrooms. And there's not really any particular time of year I feel like I don't know, I don't really seasonally melt, I guess, in like bathrooms. I just kind of do like whatever, or my bathroom warmers tend to get like samples just because like they're kind of separated from other rooms of my apartment where it makes sense to just kind of do like a one-off fragrance in a bathroom rather than like, I'm not going to do like a little tiny sample in like one living room warmer because I have so many warmers. It would just get lost and mixed in with like whatever other scent I have going in the other warmers. This one I feel like chopped like so much more satisfying. Maybe because I chopped the other destination wax and I kind of like knew what to expect with this one to chop, but these two, this was good. I think I'll probably end on this loaf because it's probably pretty long since we chopped all those smaller items at the beginning, but these destination wax ones were really good ones to end with because now I'm like craving them. I might honestly change my wax and my warmers and melt one of these scents because I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. So, or maybe I'll just warm one in my bathroom warmer. But yeah, so we chopped 4 loaves, a ton of zape, and a lot of teddy bees. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.